yeah. It is Thursday morning. Almost 6 a.m. That's the broadcast live. The bank of the Southern Fried River. I am Dave in the AM, your host, aka the Cornbread Man. Hello, Barry. Hello, Michael. Hello, Jake, and all others whom I maybe cannot see. I don't know why my computer is acting weird, but it is, so we may have to shut it down. Not this computer. Hope y'all are having a good day. Happy Thursday. Appreciate y'all being in the show last night. Had a good time with our guest. Shout out to her, Miss Lulu. That was a lot of fun. We had a good time. I hope you did as well. I think I might have to reboot my system over here. It's been a pain. If I do, I'm just going to shut it down. There's always something, always something that wants to be a pain. And that is my pain point this morning. But if that's all it is, I'm in good shape. Hope you have a fantastic Thursday, getting closer to the weekend. Appreciate all of you Patriots. This is the Patriot Morning Show. We do the Cornbread Man Morning Show on Tuesdays and the Patriot Morning Show on Thursday, unless I am sick or otherwise disposed and can't do it. That's when we do that. We do have, I try to do I do a lot of Cornbread Man morning shows on Podbean. And actually, I didn't pull up Podbean this morning, but I'll shoot the show live there. And hello there to you on Instagram. Thanks for joining this morning. Wanted to let's get our verse in this morning. It's a great verse. You can say that's a wonderful thing about the Word of God. You can say great verse on every verse, except for some people go, "Oh, that verse scares me." It don't scare you if you're a Christian, but it may step on your toes. So that's good too. But this is a great verse. It's one that's universally enjoyed. Songs made about it. You see it a lot. Psalms 91, which is a great chapter in the scriptures, the whole chapter. But 91:4, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Amen this morning to that. Give our good mornings to the Lord as well. Some people get up and take off without him, forget about him for the whole day, and never talk to him, or they are very late in the day. So, oops, I realize I've not even talked to God this morning or this afternoon, or it's late in the evening. Make time for God. Amen. He always makes time for you. Barry, it has, I guess, always been here. I don't know. I have looked into it. I'm very happy with where I'm at right now with my Wi-Fi. But I have looked at it. If needed be, and the show was at a place where I needed to do that, and we had grown to that point, wouldn't have a problem doing it. Just be the cost of doing business. But we've been pretty stable for a good while, and it's cheaper than what I would pay for that. So even through storms. So I think I had one hiccup day, but it was a bad storm. I mean, it was rocked us. I still was able to get on. That was the morning the video quality wasn't right there, but the audio was fine. So it was just the system got knocked down and was rebooting. So, but for people that are out in certain areas, that would absolutely be the way to go. Like our friends were talking about in Idaho. I mean, I imagine there's places in Idaho where you're not going to get any kind of service unless you go satellite or something like that. Well, yeah, Michael. Sure. But there are verses that people are scared of. On that note, that's not the top. I don't really have a topic this morning. It's a morning show. We're going to cover a few things. We'll talk about a couple of things in the news, or whatever. But I will say this: I'm amazed at how many Christians, and because I shouldn't be amazed. I shouldn't even say amazed. Human beings in general and a lot of Christians are caught up into it, have what I would call good luck charms. And sometimes those are actually, in some way, they would relate to the scriptures or something like that. Is they would have that's what it is. It's they're afraid not to do it or not to have it posted or not to put it around them or touch it or whatever. And it's the same thing that it's the same thing as basically a good luck charm or a to put up to ward off evil spirits or whatever. And Christians have, some of them have been immersed in that in their life. Or we're really bad to attach things as somehow responsible for our getting better or whatever it may be. And our faith is not something you can touch and post up and see. It's it's faith. It's not. But there's a lot of people, and it's probably because they're really just not studied enough in the scriptures, or faith has not grown to a certain point. But it is certainly out there. When I was in doing our missions trip, I always say I love the Jewish people. Don't like everything any people group does because they're sinners, and so there's the haters out there. If they want to jump in here, I'll just ban your butt. I don't want to hear it. These people want to do genocide. Just go on, leave me alone. But when I was in Mexico, and I don't see it here as much in Jewish shops, but a little bit. But there, big time, lots and lots of charms. The hand you'll see up is a symbol, and it's nothing. Stones. It's just charms. It's good luck. Every culture has it. Every people group has it. And if we're not careful, each of us would have it. So, but yeah, scriptures do. And I get that. Yeah. Well, until you really understand it and what its direction and what's going on. But even still, I wouldn't say scared, but a proper respect. I would not want to be here for that. And I don't believe in the way I have always believed it, that the church is removed at the worst of it. Not that, there's going to be a lot of bad. There's bad now. It's going to get worse. It's going to heat up, but nothing like what happens in the judgments and trumpet bowl, and on and on. But it is what it's intended for, is a wake-up call. It's like, warning, Will Rogers, better wake up. If nothing else in this book has alerted you, here's the last book, and we're just going to pour it all out for you. Here you go. I mean, the Bible is very climactic that way, right? You get to the end of the book, and it just explodes off the pages with, look at the death and destruction that's coming. If this don't get your attention, nothing will. So for the Christian, though, it should be, hey, look, let me tell you about what's going to happen. You'll meet those people, they'll say, I don't want to hear it anymore. It scares me. Well, should get your attention. Should get your attention. Well, and again, it's just one of those mornings. Like, I flip over here, my iPad updated, my computer is not wanting to act right. And right as I flip to something, the iPad goes, you know what? I'm just going to mess you up. And that's okay. I'll just pull it back up. Because I did want to recognize a couple of birthdays today out there that you would recognize. Once known as the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. And I'm not even going to fool with you anymore. I will reboot the system. We're not going to fool with that. Usain Bolt, 39 years old. Guy, seems like he's been around a lot longer, don't it? Usain Bolt. Happy birthday to him. Wilt Chamberlain today. Wilt Chamberlain. Of course, he died way back in 99. Was born in 1936. The birthday of Wilt Chamberlain. Amazing records he set during his career. Was overshadowed by Bill Russell because of all the titles to a degree, but nobody can really overshadow Wilt Chamberlain. Let's see, a couple more here. I don't mention every one of them, but there was a couple more I wanted to get. Princess Margaret, birthday today. Kenny Rogers, the gambler, was passed way back in 2020. Seems like eons ago now. Great Kenny Rogers. A lot of hits. Started out as a rock and roll singer. A lot of country people don't even know that. And I say, it wasn't like heavy metal, but they were rock singers. I mean, that's what they started out as. He switched gears and said, "Oh, let me make a lot of money singing these country love songs and of course other songs that made him really big." Kim Cattrall, 68. Not really a fan of hers, but her birthday is today. So, shout out them. I think I had one more. Let me see. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm good. There's a couple others, minor actors today. But if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Well, we'll give Loretta Devine. Loretta Devine, 75, movie actress. We'll give her a shout out. 75 years old today. That used to seem a long ways ago to me. Now it seems a whole lot closer. It's like you look in the mirror. That object you see in the mirror is maybe closer than it appears. It used to seem further away, but now it seems a whole lot closer than it ever has before. Oh, it's good, though. Prayers for my friend Roy. I don't have an update this morning. I really hate that. He's a good guy. We still stay connected through Facebook. I don't know the situation. Like I said, I don't know if anybody posted through the night, but he had stroke symptoms and had minor strokes before, and he he had to leave work, but he was doing well, and I hope he's well now. I had tried my best. I don't know, for a guy who wasn't shy in person, I think he was a little bit camera shy. Must have been, because he had a gift of gab. He was a person that when I was working around him we just have a lot of laughter and stuff. But he was he'd have been great. I said, we got to do the Andy Griffith Show, man. I said, with your knowledge, man, we would have so much fun with that with our listeners. And just a lot of people praying for him. Nothing new. They're just praying, lifting him up in prayer. So continue to do that. No new news. So I know it's never good. And when you say we need a miracle by the family, that's tough. So we've been passing along. Please pray for Roy Nash. I don't think anybody would mind me saying his name, Roy Nash. Originally from Louisiana. Tough guy in Louisiana. They just built a little differently. I did see, and the show was a little different last night, Michael, and I did see and have read the Cracker Barrel story. And all I'll say is that if they want to kill their business, that's their freedom. That yeah, they're buried. But if they want to kill their business, that's their business. If that's what they want to do, I don't know that it would completely die, but they're going to suffer a big loss because a lot of people are not going to like that. You kill the setting. A lot of you're eating out, especially here in the South. I can't say everywhere, but people in the South really enjoy the atmosphere. They don't like the bland, stale. I don't. I'll just get it and go home if I want to eat it. I wouldn't. Part of the allure of the Cracker Barrel, which, by the way, this is nothing new. They've been trying to distance themselves because somebody scared them, saying it was all racist and everything. They've been itching to do this, and have been slowly making changes for a long time. But it's a part of Americana here, especially here in the South. And The new logo is horrible. As I mean, just as the name, that don't part, but it's bland. And if they really do all their stores like that, they'll suffer, and there'll be people that quit going. And any business can hire the wrong person, and they're entitled. I mean, that's their job, is to lead the company. And if you want to lead the company down the sewer drain, you you can do that for a while till they fire you and the board of directors or something. I mean, at some point, somebody at Coca Cola said, "Hey, let's get rid of that original formula. Let's go new Coke." It almost crippled the company. I mean, it was almost they would have not have lasted 6 more months than where they were going. They were dying on the vine, and they made a quick turnaround. And that could be this kind of moment for Cracker Barrel. Um, no, the only customers that would want that change are the people we don't. They honestly don't need as customers anyway. To be honest, their business around here, I know, is not predicated on anybody that would come in and go, you need to get rid of all this stuff and give us a new logo, or I just can't eat here. The one idiot that would come in and say that, you tell them, "Hey, thanks, but no thanks. There's restaurants down the road for you," and that's what you say very nicely. You can either eat or you can leave. I was, I heck with them. Yeah, New Coke was a bad, bad, bad idea, and honestly, they really still are battling that today. Now they're a giant, but they gave Pepsi a softball throw, and really to this day that has made it so much closer. And Pepsi's been very good at marketing, and they have some brands I like. And but it is um, yeah, Barry. I mean, well, folks, Ponderosa. The list goes on and on. I'm not saying they were the best, but Stuckey's, you know, and really, if you look at it, Shoney's dying and has died in a lot of in most places. Uh, and you could say a lot of those, a lot of those. Just get your coffees today at our Shopify and enjoy the Southern Fried Podcast coffees in the morning. Get your blend, very reasonable for especially for shipped coffee. Well, and there is that, but they have survived, and they'll be fine. The problem is that some places want to kick them out for their stance on Sundays and other things. It's a great company, but the chicken wars is real. The chicken sandwich wars is real. Excuse me. And everybody's version is not bad. I mean, it's real. I'm not a huge chicken sandwich fan. I like chicken, not really big on chicken sandwich, but all of them have a really good chicken sandwich, and that is a real battle that goes on. The battle over the chicken, but that is, what really, if you think about it, there's only a few chains that have that kind of feeling about them. That Cracker Barrel is one of them. Most of the times, your best restaurants are those that are uh, unique to that area. They have a unique something that catches your attention, and it's not even something that can be replicated. Cracker Barrel at least can replicate what they did, and people enjoyed it. And honestly, I thought, people would buy it though. I thought in recent years their prices had went so bad in their store. But people buy that stuff. I mean, the markup is incredible. but if you rip the experience out, and it's not the same. I mean, it'd be like going to what's the name of the rock places you can eat? It escapes my mind. Or and you look at all the memorabilia, the signed things on the wall, or a sports place. It'd be like going into a sports place and there's no memorabilia of any kind of wall. People like that. They expect that kind of stuff on the wall. Uh, Fuddruckers. I like Fuddruckers. It's hard to find them though. I don't know. I've always thought that was a good model, but hard to find them. If they had a restaurant that catered to people eating after church, that would be. Well, it would. It would. It absolutely would. They would definitely, we would think, have some kind of business. Um, I mean, you would think that, I don't know, Christians are fickle. I mean, they honestly are. I think, meat and threes are always going to be popular, buffets, obviously. But Christians are fickle. You'd think they would be all in on something like that, but sometimes they don't support that kind of thing. They'd rather go somewhere else sometimes. It really is crazy. The last couple of times, I've heard that in some cases. It depends. It is a store by store thing, though. I wouldn't. To me, I've not seen a big drop off in the ones I go to, but I don't go all the time. I took my wife there here recently. She's had some health problems, and I wanted to take her there one day. She just couldn't. Well, last day was July 4th, but I actually didn't go. My son and her went. I come home to record, and I think they brought me something back from there, and it was very good. So that was the last time that I went. I don't go all the time, But we don't. I'm not. I honestly am not big on going anywhere and sitting down and eating anymore, for various reasons. I'm not antisocial. The dining experience to me is not, in most cases, any good anymore. And you can get me something, and plus on the show a lot. But I don't like, I just refuse to wait for an hour to sit down. I don't like being, they always want to cram you in some little spot that's not, you just feel like, you're sitting with your elbows in, trying not to bump the person next to you. I don't like that kind of thing. I like a relaxed atmosphere. And anymore, you get set beside somebody who's an idiot or a jerk, and you're having to listen to their conversations. They're talking on the phone, getting smart with somebody. I mean, you get all that stuff, and I just don't care for it anymore. I don't care to be around it. There's still a few places I would go. If I'm traveling, I'll do it. But anymore, I don't care for that, and I just come home. So the store experience for me for Cracker Barrel, honestly, I hate that, but it probably doesn't impact me as much because I don't go anyway, really, unless I'm traveling. When we were in Albany, we were going over to Camilla. We did go to the Cracker Barrel, but we got it to go and took it back to the hotel, which was just 2 minutes away. It was late. We were tired. I said, I don't feel like sitting in there on them hard chairs. Let's take it to the hotel. And that's exactly what we did. We went, got it to go, picked it up there, took it back to the motel. So see, even in that, I didn't even go in. As a matter of fact, the only thing I was frustrated with that night, I felt like it was way too long. It took forever. But they were kind. The staff was good. Staff was great. Barry says, I love Chick-fil-A's chicken biscuit with egg. I don't think I've ever had that like that. I think I've just had the chicken biscuit. I will say I like their chicken. I do like their chicken sandwiches, but I like the chicken mostly. I'm not really that big on their biscuits, really, honestly. They're okay. I'm not saying bad. I'm not that big on the biscuit part. Biscuits sometimes are not that good anymore. That's probably the hardest thing. There's even some that I like to go to, the biscuit quality is not what it used to be on some of them. Yeah, they do, but the problem is that the best deal is Monday through Friday. It's a little higher on weekends. Through the week, though, you can get that two-for deal between 4 and 7. It's a good deal. I've heard that. I never was big on that because I'm a picky eater, but I have heard that about the chicken salad sandwich. I'm not big on that stuff, but I get it, and it is frustrating when you do have something that you like, and they take the option away. It's like wow, you know. Sometimes I know they have numbers that tell them it's not performing as well, but you got to keep it there. I mean, whether you like McDonald's or not, the Big Mac always has to be there. It just has to be. If you take that away, it ain't right. So, um, well, it has, and I think more and more people are making decisions to cook at home too. And the reason being is more and more people are conscious of the food choices, what's in the food. They're looking for fresher things, save money, have leftovers, da da da, and they don't like the experience either. I mean, I see it all the time. I pull up to a place, and if it's packed, I see people go, "Ain't doing it." Some people don't mind that stuff. To me, it's just, I think it's the most idiotic thing. My wife does not have a problem with it. She'll wait forever. I just think it's the dumbest thing to sit and wait to go in and sit down and eat for 45 minutes. I gotta be honest with you, there is no place for me that's that good that I got to sit through that. By the time I got there, I would be so aggravated I wouldn't even enjoy the food. And I don't like being in a place that kind of hangs you up and keeps you waiting. You're waiting on a check. When I'm done eating, I'm out. A lot of places because I don't like the experience anymore. I don't like how crowded it is, or whatever. And although I like buffets because the choices, because I'm a picky guy, it's not everybody. But the people are so stupid and disrespectful at buffets. My nerves are shot usually by the time it's over. The people cutting you off, rude, uncontrollable kids, you name it. And yeah, I'm getting older. Maybe I got a lot of patience. My wife says I have more patience now than I ever did. But I feel like that whole thing just ruins my experience. The food is a big part, but that's not the only part. Like I said, what kind of table you sitting at? Is it comfortable? I mean, are you looking at a wall? You stuck in some little corner booth, or you feel like you're right in the middle of a jet tarmac or something. I just the waitress, are they friendly? Do they check on you often? All those things is all part of that experience. And I find anymore that that overall experience, the quality has went down. And if I do go to a place to sit down, I'm usually going because of a person, and I go there, and I want that person to wait on me because I know they're going to enhance my dining out experience, and I really enjoy that. So I get that. Um, Now, Cracker Barrel, going back to that, in the wintertime with the fireplace going, I love that setting. I love that. Uh, but it's not as good as far as they have made slight changes, but if there are massive changes coming, that's crazy. But my kids like it. Or my grandkids, my kids, they like to go. Let's see here. Michael says, if I'm not cooking, amen to that. Barry says it's difficult nowadays to find a decent tomato. Well, yeah, and in some cases they don't even buy them because they're so expensive. Look, how many places you go and they go, "We're not selling tomatoes. We couldn't get them. Quality was low, or honestly, it's just too expensive, and it kills their profit margin. So they just don't do it." Broski Bear, hold on, says I was at a huge famous buffet with these Philly about 15 years ago, and I literally saw a fight break out between black women and Polish men over crowd. Fists were flying. True story. I don't doubt it, man. I hate I hate the buffets, man, because of that. I mean, people get You know, and like I said, some people, they are in their own element and they are so rude. Like, I just like to go and get back. I'm not camping out at the buffet line. And you got those people. And I was going to say real quick, there's a place in Dalton, Georgia, and there's other places like it. And I like this concept where they dip it for you, because people that have the control of the dipper, those people are nuts. It's they overget, they get too much, talking on their phone, and or they're trying to get three plates, and you just, that whole thing standing there is ridiculous. But yeah, the fights, arguing, silly. It is, but boy, it is moist though. I mean, you say that. What I hate about the buffets with the parents lives, yeah, a lot of sweet stuff, wasting most of it there. Larry's was a good one. Gone forever now. Yeah, listen, I'm always willing to give a kid a pass, as long as they're not being real obnoxious or a jerk or something like that. If they're not totally out of control, I don't expect kids, especially smaller ones, to be perfect. They should escort, and I've helped a lot of kids along the way. But yeah, they tend to overdo, and the parents just let them do it. And I try to teach my family always moderation, moderation, moderation. You know, you can always come back. Moderation, get a little bit, go sit down. The Big Mac was great when it was in a styrofoam container. It was hot and fresh. Not now, not so much. Yeah, it's not as good as it used to be. Crab legs and extra butter always ruin buffets in cities. A certain demographic hoards them. Michael says, I'm not into wasting food. Yeah, but if you go, you're just going to have to be used to it, man, because everybody does it at buffets. I've seen people go up and get a whole plate, come back, take two bites, and say, you know what, I'm full. I mean, it's stupid. Yeah, they've just killed I mean, that's money wasted for the company, but they don't care. Yeah, they just don't care. So I just have to ignore it. It's like, you know. Yeah, that was. I don't know if I ever actually went there, but I remember it. Duff's was a good place. I might have went to one, but it wasn't the one in Dalton. Seemed like it was somewhere else. Barry says, I like some good beans and cornbread. Folks used to have a bean for me. A large part with beans in it. You had to rice. Oh, yeah. I think for some of these people, they just sort of give them a bucket when they come in. And just like slopping the hogs, just that's what it feels like. Just give them a bucket and say, just throw it all in the bucket. Go back and eat what you can out of it. Give them a big old serving spoon. Here you go. I mean, how much food can you pile on a plate? That's silly. I've gotten on to people about that before. It's like, come on, that's too much. Come on. Just stop. My favorite part of going to buffets, though, and it's the worst for me, though, is the ice cream at the end. I love the soft serve ice cream. I put up, I don't eat like I used to. I mean, I've really curtailed, thankfully. But I like the ice cream cone at the end. That's sort of a nice way to close out. Not around here, man. If they did, people would they'd be flopping in the floor. Oh, the horror of it. They don't. I have known of a few to tell people to leave though, because they just wanted to come in for one thing and they couldn't keep enough of it out there. So Michael says there's a good restaurant in Rome that has beans in a big cast iron pot on the side of the bar. Great food. Okay. There's a place in Pigeon Forge. I'm not going to name it. I really like it, but it's not buffet. But they bring you all you want. I I don't know. It annoys me just a little bit. The food is really good, but it's like they'll either not bring you enough or they'll bring you too much. It's really hard to gauge, and I don't like to waste food. So, and I tell my wife on that last round she's wanting to top off, tell them very little because they'll bring you too much and you'll waste it. But I like the atmosphere of the place. This place has great atmosphere. It's in an old house that they've really redone, hardwood floors. Love the atmosphere. It's like a farmhouse. I mean, it is a farmhouse. They got old pictures on the wall of. They've got old pictures on the wall of their family, and they have like decades of these old pictures, and they've got tractors, staged outside. It's a great atmosphere. I like it. What does Dave eat? I really stick with vegetables, man, and maybe like a piece of ham or a piece of chicken or a piece of steak. But I really like. You'd be surprised. I mean, some people think I like cabbage. I'll eat cabbage and macaroni and beans and traditional stuff, cornbread. If they have meatloaf, that's actually my meat of choice, meatloaf. So I like that. Um, you know, I like I really like those. I forget what you call them. The little chicken, or I guess it's not. It's a chicken that you put the rice over in the gravy and all that. Well, I love that. I forget what you call that. Yeah, it is a good place. The only problem is, well, that's a local. I better be quiet. But sometimes locals can have very local. They know you're not. If they know you're not a regular, I feel like you really get stared down a lot sometimes in those places. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Sometimes you're not made to feel as welcome as others are, and I've seen that, and that's why I don't go back. It is what it is. I stopped in Calhoun, Georgia, at a Huddle House one time, and I'll tell you what, I was definitely made to feel not welcome. That was a long time ago. That's a long time ago, but I absolutely had customers ask the waitress what I was doing in that place. They wanted her to come find out what I was doing, who I was. They didn't like it. They did not like it. That's good, Michael. I'm just saying I've been there more than once, and by some maybe, but by others, I didn't get that. I didn't get it. You used to know somebody, and we would meet there as a group. Like I said, if you were a regular and they knew you, it was everybody was your friend. But if they didn't know you, they just, I don't know, it just wasn't overly friendly. Maybe they just like your kind, man. Maybe they don't like my kind. Uh, I went to Waffle House in Louisiana one morning traveling. I just wanted a quick breakfast and stay on the road. And when I walked in the restaurant, packed Waffle House. Maybe it's just me. Everybody went silent. I was like, whoa. I was trying to be quiet ordering. It was like I was echoing because everybody went quiet. And slowly the noise started coming back. I was like, what's going on here? They fixed to lock the front door. The waitress was extremely friendly, but there wasn't a person in that place gave me even a nod of welcome. So I tried. I tried. Let me eat my breakfast. I just sit at the bar, let me eat my breakfast and get back on the road. I've had that happen twice in Louisiana, but not different restaurant. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Had nothing to do with the height. I meant like you just maybe fit in with them better. Maybe it's a redneck. Maybe I'm just not redneck enough. I'm not really a redneck. I mean, I'm not. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Me and Rob are very different. We agree on a lot of stuff, but he's definitely more down that road than I am. I mean, I don't think he would disagree with that. He might, but I don't. And maybe it's the redneck factor. I'm just not redneck enough. They got a little meter that goes off. Uh-oh. Yankee alert. Honestly, what I think it is spiritual. Listen, I love what I do. I love that I preach the gospel. And it's really hard to understand it unless you preach. But it can be a lonely thing sometimes. And your life is filled. It's filled. It is absolutely filled. But I've had this happen so many times. And they don't even know you're a preacher. It's a spiritual thing. They've sent something off of you and they repel it. It's like even the nicest people, because they feel like, oh, he's got to be a preacher or something. And, they just don't. They can't be themselves is what they will say. If you're a preacher, you don't get picked to be on certain things. You don't get picked to go out to eat as much as other people, unless it's your church, It's true, though. I'm telling you, there's a lot of times I've been made to feel like I was very alone in a busy place. And I knew people in the room. It's almost like you're on some sort of an island. And I think that's what it was. They just sense that. And they don't know what to do with it. So they just stay away from you. Like, whoa, something just changed in the room. Who's that guy? And we know the spirit, bears witness of the spirit. We know that the demons, there's a lot that's in that. It's a spiritual thing. I've seen it so many times. I've been at big events and felt not alone in the sense I've always got the Lord, but I've been at big events before, and it just felt like I was standing in the middle of a desert. Strange. It's something you just have to get used to. I did a wedding one time, and they wanted to know as soon as the wedding, how quick are you leaving, preacher? They wanted to be themselves, and they were very respectful. But it's like when it's over, it's okay to leave. That's what I was told. In fact, we would prefer it because I thought they might want to hang around. I didn't know if they wanted me for anything, so I said, "If you don't need me, I can leave. We don't need you, and you can leave." As soon as it was over. And in my rearview mirror, I knew why. I could see why. Walk in and start praying over the place. Well, I have too, man. There's a little bit of a click, Me and Robert went to that when he come up here. We had him roll. We had the waitress rolling. We was giving her a hard time. She loved it. I guess anybody can feel like that from time to time at different places. It's just the way it is. But it does happen a lot. And if I'm dressed up coming from church or something like that, I don't know, something about that. It puts people they don't like that. They just don't like it, They don't like that you're wearing a suit. The suit puts them off, I don't know. So I was coming from Bible school the one time, so I get it. They looked at me like, who is this guy? And they don't feel like they can, which I don't tell nobody how to talk. If I don't like your talk, I'll walk away from it. I've never done that. I never will. And unless my little girl was around, I would say, hey, I don't want to hear that. I don't tell people how to talk. I know people that try to do that. That's not my business. So, but people feel like, well, I know, but I wouldn't want to say the words I usually say in front of you, preacher. Well, you're saying it in front of Jesus. I don't know what's the difference. He hears everything, even from your heart. I mean, what the heck? But that's just the way it goes. It's like but I just walk away if it's something I'm not into or crass or dirty or whatever. I just walk away. I don't make a big deal about it. I just ease away. I just remove myself from it. I just don't believe in that. It's not my job. I'm not their judge. I tell people how to do. My gosh, I got enough to worried about how I do. My job is to present you what you should do from the scriptures. That's not me saying it. That's God. It's not my job to come wear on you and wear you out about how you should live your life. I'm not going to do that. I love the closing on that. It didn't help. And you know what? I appreciate her having the faith to believe in that it would help. But once again, I think that people use certain things as a crutch, as a goodwill or good luck or something like that, is people want to have. It's like, well, I've heard if I don't, maybe I'll have bad luck. They wouldn't call it that, but that's absolutely what they do. We're a very superstitious people. And once something works, you're afraid to switch up. And I guarantee you, somebody listening in does this. Something works. They do it the exact same way every time because they figure, well, it worked. This is the magic here. I know I got to do it that same way every time. And because it probably worked a bunch of times in a row, they think there's something to it until it doesn't. But then they're always looking, well, I must not have had enough faith or I must not have done it. And it's amazing how people really get caught up into stuff like that. There's a lot of money been made off of people who are caught up in the charms and stuff too. Absolutely there is. There's a restaurant in Cobb County called Nibbles. I came in a T-shirt that said Trinity. Did they like that? Oh, the waitress said, and some of the people were acting really weird towards me and started talking about Easter being about eggs and the new life. They see all that stuff. Well, I think I would do. I've always done that. Prayer's not that's we're not talking about prayer. I absolutely do that. I'm talking about people that put up certain things like it's going to bring them good luck. Put a Bible on your job and watch how many people get messed up over that. I was trying to say that in a way that I know I said it differently. I just knew that Steve was going to come along. I had a feeling he was lurking. Steve. Oh, now you got my brain all messed up. I just when he said that, I was like, Steve, where you at? You got to be. You're on the perimeter somewhere. I knew what you meant, but oh. Well, and for that's a perfect example. Is the business model of Hooters if they took all of that and changed that part overnight? Are you still going to eat there? Is the food that big of a draw? Or is it the food plus the experience of eating there? How much did the experience draw you to Hooters? I haven't been there in a number of years. They had good food last I remember. Steve would be the manager of that place. Or he'd eat there so much. I mean, he'd be there morning, noon, and night. I just love y'all's food. Waitress, I need to see you again. Could you bring me some more sweet and low? Michael. Oh my goodness. True story. I took a friend of mine, bless his heart, he's deceased now. And let me say on the front end, he was not a racist, not a racist, not a racist. However, he had been raised to believe you don't date out of your race. I took him to a Hooters in underground Atlanta. That tradition in his family for him was destroyed in 1 hour, because there was a girl there that she got tipped very well. All I know is by the end of the meal, she was sitting in his lap, and he was in love. And he didn't never say no more about that. Not one word. Well, but if you change that, if you call it dudes, have y'all seen the controversy about the new cheerleaders for the team, a couple of teams? Oh, stripper Hooters. Oh, Barry, when you got an easy bake oven, you don't really go out that much. Oh, I'd say Steve he probably cooks a lot at home. He looks like a guy that takes that much time for heating and forming and beating metal into a creation. Probably likes to cook and grill out and stuff. He's an artistic sort of fella in a very manly kind of way. So he could easily go from the blacksmith cap to the chef's hat. I'd be willing to bet. He probably has a few ideas about food choices and Barry does the speech to text, and it is absolutely gold when he does that. And then he goes, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that, but this morning." Oh man, I just all these things are running through my head that shouldn't be running through my head, but like, what does their sign look like? Their menu. Oh, there's a lot of things you could come up with for a restaurant like that. Hey, but you could call it that and do a play off of that and have it being like a cow udders or something and just mess with people. That would be funny. Oh my goodness. Don't forget tonight we have Cornbread Nation. We missed last week. I think Rob was feeling bad or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but we have the same show. We didn't create a new. We have the one ready to go. We just saved it all. It had some good stuff in it. I have, for the Southern Fried at 5, an anonymous 14-year-old. She wanted to be anonymous. She's doing the Southern Fried 5 at 5. and she gave me her picks on certain things, and we're gonna get a 14-year-old's. I made her feel good. I thought she was 15. She goes, no, 14. I think she liked it. I thought she was 15. But she took time, even wrote them down. I said, you can text them to me. She wrote them down, gave them to me, and we're going to reveal those tonight. Michael, when I was in the maintenance shop, busy, I took clean metal and clamped it to the table and took the torch and made a hot griddle out of it, cooking in a few minutes. Well, there's a lot of maintenance shops did a lot of stuff like that. And many, many, many other things. I think they stopped it, but they were guys at the plant even just a few years ago. They were deep fried turkeys at Thanksgiving out on the maintenance dock. I think somebody finally said, I don't know if we should really be doing that. I don't know. They may still do it. I haven't seen it of late though, so I'm not sure. Them maintenance guys, of course, we used to put all the food in the ovens. Man, great baked potatoes. All the hunters would bring in meat. We would season that stuff up, put it in the oven. Oh my goodness, it was so good. So, that heat would just bounce around, and we had it wrapped up and everything. We'd wrap all that stuff up. Guys would bring in a can of something and just put it up on the baffle, hotter than a fiddle, a few minutes, and then just take and open it up. You had hot out of a can. They didn't need no microwave. No, they had that all figured out. They stopped all that. We can't be doing that, guys. We did it for decades, or the people there did it for decades till they stopped it. Matter of fact, around company meals, the potatoes were always bought, and management said, "Hey, you got the potatoes in?" Everybody was into it. They just loved it. Oh my goodness! I just have this new image of Steve. I've always had this image of him sitting at like a Waffle House, talking to the local, Waffle House help and people. I just have a whole new image of him now, sitting at this new restaurant that I didn't know existed. Just a whole new. It's like Steve. It has changed my whole outlook on this. Chef, my supervisor's cruising will grill out behind us cruising. Oh yeah. We still do the steaks. They just actually bought a new grill. Our one we made a grill. That thing was about to fall apart. We'd used it so much. They just bought a new, really nice grill. But we still cook hot dogs and hamburgers and steaks and stuff for the folks. But but the stuff in the ovens, no, that's out. That never happens anymore that I know of. That I know of. Oh, well, folks, I hope you have a great day out there. We're going to get these kiddies to school and get on to work. We'll see you for Cornbread Nation tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I haven't been doing any extra shows because I'm studying for an exam. I may do a show night. Depends on how much study I get in. I'm doing study and practice test, and I've got to get this thing in. And I've done 3 modules, and they were great. The 4th module has been kicking my butt a little bit. So I've just got to get my brain wrapped around it, repetition, and just getting it all absorbed. So, but if I can get in a lot of study before, I may do a news desk this afternoon as well, or evening. Got a news show, a music talk show that's coming, and a history show. Now, I've been saying that, but they are coming soon. Go fix to get those kicked off and going. And me and Jake talked about doing a wrestling show, and it's been my fault. I've been busy, but we still going to get together and do a wrestling show. I'm just going to set it up, and then we're going to let him go and talk about wrestling. We're going to try to do that too. Have some fun. Have a great day out there. Pray for America. America needs it. Tick off a liberal today. Be patriotic. That's all you got to do. Just be patriotic. Tell them how much you love America and watch them just their heads snap and spin and everything else. That's all it takes. Or ask them, Pray for the president. Oh, that's the new one. I got ripped on one of our platforms, said something in one of my videos about praying for the president. Oh my gosh, did they go? I had to ban them. Just praying, just praying. You can imagine some of the stuff they were saying. Heck with them. God bless all of you on every platform, if I can see your name or not. Thank you for the support of the Southern Fried Podcast and Cornbread Nation. And make the switch today to Patriot Mobile using the promo code Cornbread. Cornbread, get your coffees today. Store, threadless. We got new items up. Fix to put some more. And many other things. We've got new things that are coming online soon. So we're working on that. We're always working on something. Radio station, Cornbread Nation Radio. I did some updates last night to it. Put up about 6 new shows. It was new to the radio. And took down some. And I'm fixing to put some new music up. Been really busy. But Cornbread Nation Radio, it's on 24/7. We need to get that QR code on the screen. We'll do that. I'll try to start working on that. Get it up there so we can get our viewership up, our listenership, rather. And then we're on all the MP3s. Wherever you're listening from or watching from, God bless you. We appreciate you. Have a great day. Get the last comments. If they come out with a new. Oh, Barry, quite contrary. Well, yeah. Wow, what a comment to go off with. You're crazy, man. We love y'all. Appreciate you. Salute. We'll see you tonight.
Hey,